is that blowing in the... What is that blowing in the... There's fuzzies. What are those fuzzies? They look like wig hairs, but they're not. Where's that coming from? That is so weird. Is it from the sticker? Wait. Oh, it is on the sticker. Oh my gosh. It's on the sticker. Okay. I kind of don't want to pick it off, but I do because... Okay, it's the sticker. There we go. Okay. Just checking. Hey there, YouTube. It's 2 minutes until 3 o'clock. It's almost 3 o'clock. And it says that I have 3 viewers right now. Well, oh, now I have 4. Oh my gosh, when I started this a few minutes ago, I had 1, and I was like I was grappling, like trying to not think about that. I was like, do I mention it or not? Am I on the regular side of the internet or a different one, or the bad side? Anyway, it's back to 3. It's almost 3 o'clock. Okay, so clearly, yes, I don't have the view count covered right now, and I normally do. This is why I normally have it covered. I wanted to tell myself I could just do this stream without being too distracted by it today, like just practice, but... Well, okay, as far as like practice, I'm at the club now. I'm actually parked out back. I normally don't park back here. I normally park like the front of the building, the front parking lot, but I'm an hour early today. So, I mean, I got up early today just to have frozen yogurt. So yeah, I just got back. Well, I just got, not back, but I just got here to the club from the store. I was at the grocery store before this. Oh, it's 3 o'clock on the dot. Ding! And I still have 3 viewers, it says. So yeah, I was at the grocery store right before this. What a nice breeze blowing all these wig hairs all over the place. I was at the grocery store before this. Now I have 4. Oh gosh. I got up early specifically today just to go to the store early and have frozen yogurt. And I'm pretty sure that video that I did just before this one, I'm pretty sure that's probably the only video that I've done where I didn't say a single word throughout that entire video. Because, well, let's see. Today is Sunday, by the way, if I didn't already say that. Today is a nice sunny Sunday. On Friday, a couple days ago on Friday, I did like 4 hours of streaming. So within that 4 hours, there was a lot of talking. So today I was like, you know what? Let's just do a nice silent video with just me not talking for once and just having some nice frozen yogurt. So yeah, it seems as though I did that. I was able to do that and just shut up and not talk for that video, which I honestly really enjoyed. I enjoyed the frozen yogurt. So yes, I was able to get up early today with the motivation and the very specific goal to be able to have time to have that frozen yogurt and do a video for it. So that's, today is Sunday. Last Sunday was Mother's Day. I was not able to get up early for that though, which is pretty shameful and sad. I did try calling my mom. I messaged her and I tried calling her when I was able to find like a slower time here at the club. I think I called her like around 8 o'clock or something. So, but I texted her way before that though. And I left her a voicemail and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going on much sleep right now, I will say. So yeah, I got up before noon today, which is early for me. But it's just ridiculous to me how like the only thing for me to really motivate myself to get up early like that is something like just to get frozen yogurt. Like I can't do it for actual practical reasons apparently. I don't know. At least I got up. At least I think I'm gonna be trying to work tonight. I'm really not feeling too great after what happened on Friday. So I told you guys that I was gonna update you about the brush, because yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what happened, basically what happened on Friday is I noticed somebody had cut my favorite brush. Like you can see the spokes in the front are all cut. And it's not like they would have just broken, like they wouldn't just break in half like that. Like they've clearly been cut. So I noticed this on Friday. I'm trying not to overreact about it. I know this is just a hairbrush, but it's the fact that, like I do lock my car, and for somebody to still be able to get into it and do stuff like this. I've mentioned before, I've had stuff go missing from my car. And then I also noticed my hairbrush at the apartment I stay at was cut too, it looks like. That one's a little different though. It was less obvious, and the bristles on that one are flimsier. Like they're not as thick and sturdy of a plastic. So I'm trying to tell myself that the bristles on that other brush back at the apartment, maybe in that case with that brush, they just like kind of broke on their own and just kind of snapped off from me brushing my wigs with that so much, like kind of roughly. But with this one, I can't tell myself that because these bristles are a thicker plastic and they're just too sturdy to like, for that to have happened on its own. You know what I mean? Or just from my wigs. Like somebody clearly cut these. So, and then in my video Friday, I was kind of like saying in the video, I was like verbally out loud, like daring. I was like, if whoever did this, if you're watching, like I dare you to just take the whole hair, like come back into my car and take the whole hairbrush next time. Which that was Friday, today is Sunday, so they haven't done that yet, but I don't know, it's only been a couple days so far, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. When I went into the grocery store to do my frozen yogurt video, I did bring this with me. So this is basically like my favorite clothes. So, you know, just because, yeah, like clearly it seems like people or someone singular or someone's plural, I have no idea really, but apparently my car has been infiltrated and so is the apartment I stay at. So I try as best I can to bring my favorite clothes like with me everywhere that I go. But it's like, yeah, I've also mentioned even my locker here at the club has like stuff's gone missing from that too, and it seems like people have gotten in there as well. So normally when I'm here at the club, I put this big heavy bag like in my locker, but then it's like I just feel compelled to like run back up to the locker room like as often as I can to like try to check on it, you know what I mean? Because yeah, it's just no good. But anyway, the thermostat in my car says 88 degrees right now. I remember at the end of May last year, so today is May 17th, but I remember at the very end of May last year we had 90-degree weather as early as, yeah, the end of May for 2025. So, and when I first got back in my car after having the frozen yogurt in the grocery store, the thermostat in my car said 91, but I'm guessing it was just reading that high because it was sitting kind of like in the sun. It's actually not that sunny though. It's a little sunny, but it's not super sunny, and there is a breeze. It's pretty windy, so. But now I'm parked in the shade now. I'm parked kind of like behind the club building. And the sun has gone down now. It's really not that bright. It's like, this is like a shaded area with a breeze, and it's still saying 88 on my car thermostat. But I checked my phone thermostat and it said 80 degrees. So I'm just, you know, I'm beyond frustrated with just feeling like I can never trust anything. Like, especially the numbers that I'm seeing on things. Oh, so yeah, this has happened many times before, but this actually happens almost every time after I end a stream. So the frozen yogurt video that I did shortly before this, when I ended that stream in the grocery store, it said that I had like 400 and something views. And I was like, okay, I know that's not right. I did have, like for most of my videos, including that one, I did have the viewer count covered. Like I don't have it covered now, but I normally do. So with that one I did. So I couldn't see the view count for the video while I was doing it until the very end. And then after the very end, I uncovered the view count and like this different screen popped up that said that I had like 400 and something views on that. And I knew that wasn't right. But after I exit out of that screen, then I have to go back to like a different part of my YouTube to like add a title for the video and like add a thumbnail, that kind of thing. When I did that, it said that I had like 27 views. So a much lower, very different number than the 400 and something that it had said earlier. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely not the first time that kind of thing has happened. That happens, I don't know if I can say almost all the time, but that's happened so many times before. And I don't know why. I had never thought before to just take a thumbnail. So I'm gonna try as best I can to remember after I end this stream. I'm gonna try to take a thumbnail. The thing is, I know that they're probably listening, so it probably won't happen this time, because me saying that out loud for this stream, that'll probably jinx it, or they'll be like, oh, we can't do it this time. So after I end this stream, I'm really curious to see if it'll just say like kind of a more normal, realistic sounding number. What if it just said 0 views? Because it says that I have viewers right now, kind of. So, but if it did, after I end the stream, if it did say a ridiculous number like that again, or anytime that happens in the future, if that ever happens again, now that I'm like addressing it and mentioning it out loud like this, it probably will never happen again. But if it does, I'll at least try to remember now to take a thumbnail and maybe post it on my channel just to show you guys like I'm not making this stuff up. Like, I'm not, you know, it's not just in my head, it's me being gaslit, I'm pretty sure. It's, you know, it's just kind of, I would liken it to something pretty much along the lines of this, like, kind of thing, you know. Yeah, I've mentioned before the laptop that I go on back at the apartment that I stay at. It's pretty crappy, it's pretty old, it freezes up a lot, especially like just the web pages in my web browser. So oftentimes I will do that Control-Alt-Delete thing when it freezes up. And when I do that, say I have like 5 tabs open in my internet browser, the task manager will say that I have like 17 or 20 something internet tabs open rather than like the 5 or 6 that I actually have, like the ones that I'm aware of that I opened myself. So just stuff like that, you know what I mean? That's just like very obvious and very just like, you know, just the world, the internet, etc., just giving me the middle finger pretty much. Like, I get it, I know, it's the internet, everybody's, I don't know, just hates me, I don't know, I really don't get it, actually, I really don't. I mean, I'm used to it, I get it enough in the sense that I'm like used to it, but I don't actually get it, you know, at all really, but anyway. What is the point? Anyway. But it's like, you know, I blame myself too, and I'm mad at myself too, because yeah, it's like all this time and up until now, it took me this long to think like, why don't I just at least take a thumbnail of that? Not like it would make a big difference to like post it and show people, like not like people care, but I care enough to where I would want to just like at least show what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Just to try, like to like why did I not think of that, or at least trying that until now, you know, like I don't know. Anyways, honestly, I'll probably forget again, or I'll probably just forget and continue to not remember to do this going into the future, because my brain capacity isn't the greatest, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm so tired right now. I really was hoping that having that frozen yogurt would liven me up a little bit, like give me some energy. The past week until today, well, today is Sunday, so I guess technically now is the start of a new week, or like a new calendar week. You know, yeah, new week on the calendar, I guess. But so last week I was kind of trying to lower my carbs a little bit, which up until then I hadn't done that kind of thing in a very long time. It had probably been like many years actually since I had tried that kind of thing. So yeah, last week I was very tired, didn't go to the gym, and I also didn't really do as many pole tricks or as much on the pole here at the club like I normally would, partly because I was more tired, exhausted really, than usual. I'm always exhausted, but I was even more so last week, I feel like. Part of that also is because my wrist injury has been acting up again, but it was like a combination. It was also just, you know, like me being really tired. And so with me having the frozen yogurt earlier today, that was kind of like a little bit of a carb up, I wanted to think, like a little, you know, it was more carbs than I had been having like, you know, last week. So, and obviously, you know, frozen yogurt, so it was sugary carbs. So like fast acting, they say. So I really wanted to think that that would, yeah, put like maybe a little bit of a pep in my step, or just give me some energy kind of thing. I really don't feel different at all after having it. I don't feel better, I don't feel worse. I was exhausted earlier and I'm exhausted now. So I feel the exact same. I feel like literally the exact same. I don't know. I'll try to tell myself that I feel a little better though, but I don't, or not noticeably. Maybe it'll take a little while to kick in. Maybe it'll kick in later on. I did have my usual 2 cups of coffee earlier before I left, you know, before I came out. So just maybe a couple or a few hours ago. Back at the apartment, I had a couple cups of coffee before I, you know, yeah, came out. And I also had a couple cans of tuna, you know, just some protein to start my day. So maybe because I had like all the protein with the tuna, maybe the sugars in the frozen yogurt are like taking longer to kick in, or like, because they say that protein can do that, kind of like slow your digestion, or I have no idea. I'm sick of being this exhausted, you know. But the frozen yogurt was good. I'm kind of excited that I actually got through an entire video without saying anything, because I'm so sick of talking, like running my mouth for no reason. You know? I mean, I tell myself I'm trying to have it be for a reason, but honestly, it's really difficult to try to convince myself that I have this fear that I'm like secretly, like my channel is secretly like shadow banned and like just like on the dark web or something weird like that. Like, I don't know. It says that I have 3 viewers again now, but a few seconds ago it said I had 1 viewer again. And anytime I see that 1 viewer, I'm like, that 1 viewer has to be the person that did this. Like, and I don't know. I just have all of these fears and terrible dark thoughts and like, so, but I do have my dancer friend Taz, who has been on my channel many times before. I was very like anxious and apprehensive, like telling her about my channel. I mean, I first told her about my channel kind of a while ago though at this point, like it was probably last year. And we've done, you know, quite a few videos together. So at least, again, with the stuff that I talk about in my channel that's very personal and stuff, I was apprehensive at first, like telling her about it. But at least with that, I mean, I've had a lot of fun doing videos with her, and at least I'm able to like see my channel from her phone, just to get more of like a feel of like, okay, so at least I know that she can see me. Like, I want to think my channel must not be completely hidden or just all an illusion if she can at least see it. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe they must know that, like, I talked to her, and since she's been on my channel, maybe they just like gave her a pass to see my channel, whereas like the rest of the world really can't see it, kind of thing. But with that, I'm also going to try to make a point to like ask random people that I meet like to look up my channel, which definitely is another one of those many things where it's like easier said than done. I'm going to try not to do that from here at the club, obviously. Like, you know, I don't just want to ask people here at the club to do that if I can help it. Like, my channel is mostly about how much I struggle and suck being a stripper. But like today, for instance, like earlier at the grocery store, when I was like in the grocery store's little kind of like cafeteria type lobby sort of area having my frozen yogurts, when I was there, you know, yeah, there were people around me. And I want to think like in situations like that, especially come summer and come better weather, like warmer weather, I really don't go out much at all. But even just little things like that, you know what I mean? I could just maybe from time to time, if I see or I meet somebody my age, just be like, or especially if I see someone on their phone, because like already, you know what I mean? Because being in the cafeteria area of the grocery store like I was earlier this afternoon, you know, like a lot of people that were around that area were on their phones, like, of course. So I didn't think to do it today, but hopefully in the future I can at least make a point to just kind of like casually ask, like, oh hey, like, you know, I'm on YouTube, would you mind looking at my channel real quick just to see if you can find it, kind of thing. And just stuff like that, you know, because yeah, it's just I don't know, I always worry about stuff like this. Like, I just get really, really bad vibes, like really, really, really bad feelings and vibes and just dark thoughts, and just, I'm always so just grossed out and scared and just, but how could I not be? Like, feeling like somebody's breaking into my car and damaging my stuff or taking my stuff, and same with the apartment that I stay at. How could I not feel like creeped out and grossed out and scared and bad? You know what I mean? Like, how could I not feel that, like, those ways? Like, How could I not feel that way? How could I not feel those ways? Like, anyway, yeah. Also, with the frozen yogurt video that I just did earlier, luckily there weren't too many other people in that cafeteria area, because I was not comfortable doing that video from there. It's definitely the first time I have done a video from there, but the entire time I was just so anxious. And right before I started it, there was this guy. Thankfully he wasn't sitting too close to where I was, but he was kind of across the way at like a table across the room, and he was like hacking up a lung. Like, he was really coughing like a lot, and like very like loud and hard and noticeably, and just coughing. And thankfully though, he did leave shortly after I started my stream, or like right around the time that I was starting it. But oh gosh. And then when I was checking out, like buying the frozen yogurt before I started my video, there was a person like sneezing at the checkout register right behind me. She sneezed like 2 or 3 times. At least it was a she that time. But still, it was still gross. And she was like, I don't know. I just really don't like being in public spaces. I really don't like being around people. I really don't. Like, with very few exceptions. There are exceptions to this, kind of, sort of, maybe, kinda, sometimes, but not really that much. Like, just far and few between, you know? Ugh. And then, yeah, there was this one guy that kind of came and sat close to the area where I was shortly after I started my stream. And that was pretty much the only verbiage, or what does verbiage mean? That means like words. That was like the only talking in my video pretty much, because he was sitting at a table pretty much right next to where I was, like right in front of me. And so I wasn't talking in that video, but he was. And I feel like I haven't watched that video back yet, but I would imagine, I at least checked on it enough to see that it does have audio. So I would imagine that what he was saying, because he was on his phone for a while for that. So I would imagine that his phone conversation and him talking, the audio in my video probably did pick up a lot of him talking. And I don't know, it wasn't like the biggest deal. It wasn't like too bad or anything, but it was a little bit annoying. And I don't know, he was just like, I mean, you can tell, I know, like I could feel that it was gonna show like how I wasn't really able to enjoy myself very much while he was there. So that was mostly like the start, like the first half of that video. And then he eventually finally left like kind of towards the end of that video. So at that point, I was probably about halfway through my frozen yogurt, but I feel like I could just feel myself like so much happier and so much more comfortable and relaxed after he left. Like, after he left, I felt like I was finally able to actually enjoy my frozen yogurt the way that I wanted to. Like, I don't know, I was just so uncomfortable the whole time that he was there. And then as soon as he left, I felt so much better. And I was like, I was like almost a little bit happy. I was just so happy that he had finally left. Like, and that's always how I feel like when people are around me. I just don't want to be, I just want my own space away from other people. That's really all that I ask for. That's really all that I want. Just, you know what I mean? Just, I don't have to like rule the world. I don't have to like do all kinds of crazy stuff. I just want my own little space to myself, just peaceful, and no drama, no bullshit, no more being harassed, and no more people breaking in and trying to bother me and take my stuff and damage my stuff, and just, you know what I mean? Like, try to get in my head and make me feel all messed up about this and that, and like just danger, like threatened and upset all the time. Like, you know, I just my little space to myself, just to be at peace, like, just get away from me kind of thing, like, in the nicest way possible. Like, I don't want to encroach on anybody else's space, but I don't want anyone else encroaching on mine. And it's like, is that really so much to ask? But apparently it is, from what I've, you know, just how it seemed to be for me so far. Like, it's always just been too much to ask, I guess, for me. Like, well, the other grocery store that I go to, I did actually also go there as well today. On my way here to the club, I usually, well, there's two main ways that I can go to get to the club from where the apartment that I stay at is. And with those ways, well, with one of the ways, I usually go by two grocery stores, like the main ones that I usually go by, or like that are closest to my area, I guess, like the apartment that I stay at. So the first one that I went there, that's where I usually get my vegetables. So I went there, and they also have kind of like a lobby cafeteria area. And I knew from checking before that the frozen yogurt there, like the same brand as the one that I got from the other store today. I knew that the frozen yogurt that they have there, even though it's the same brand, it costs more money there. But I was actually planning on possibly getting it from there anyways, even though it's more expensive, just because their lobby area is a lot less busy and a lot less crowded. So I kind of wanted to do my video from that area instead. But I didn't do that, or I didn't end up doing that because they didn't have a sink. And I hadn't really looked into it or checked enough to know off the top of my head going in there earlier today if they would have a sink or not. I knew they had electrical outlets, or not really that many though of those either. I would have actually had to move around some tables and chairs in order to be able to like plug in and charge my phone while doing a video from there. But at least, yeah, I've never really seen that area there be busy, whereas the store that I did end up going to after and actually doing my video for the frozen yogurt, that area is usually super busy, and it was still pretty busy today. Like it almost always is, like every time that I see it. At least the frozen yogurt costs less there though. So, but also I feel like I need to have the sink. The sink was the main thing for me really, just because I did bring in my own little plastic fork, like fold up fork kind of thing. And I feel the need to rinse stuff off like that before I put it in my mouth. So like I have a thing about dust and like debris. So I'll usually try to like brush stuff off to like get the dust off, but preferably besides just like blowing off the dust, I feel the need to rinse stuff off too. So the fork that I brought in, it was in my backpack. So I put it in a little plastic sleeve, but I just still felt the need to like rinse it off. So I specifically went to the second grocery store because I knew that lobby cafeteria area had a sink, and I just like needed to rinse off the fork, you know what I mean? Or I think it's actually technically called a spork. It's like half spoon, half fork. So, but yeah, at least the frozen yogurt there cost a little less, not by much though. It's still it's still just about $5. It's like just under $5 for now. I mean, I'm sure going into summer, I doubt it'll be very long until it's, you know, increased in price, and probably, I don't know, so with that, I forget about the first store, how many flavors they have, but the second store, that I actually ended up getting the frozen yogurt from, besides the cookie, I just like saw some kind of dust. Oh God, I hate dust. Besides the cookies and cream flavor that I saw today, that I had today. Oh, it's 3:30 on the dot. Ding. And I still have 3 viewers. It says, so yeah, besides the cookies and cream flavor that I went with today, for the video that I did, they only have, or like right now, and since I've checked, they only have 2 other flavors there at that store of that type of frozen yogurt. But I'm actually really glad about that because it is almost $5, and that's just now. Like, again, I'm sure it probably won't be long until it costs more than that. So I don't want to make it a habit having that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I had the cookies and cream today. The other flavors that I saw that they have for that brand are the mint chocolate chip, and then like I think chocolate brownie or some kind of chocolate flavor. So I'll probably still try to like have those 2, like try them out. And then after that, I'm just gonna like not buy those or have them anymore and just suffer through the summer as best I can, I guess. I don't know. I probably should have waited until we had like actual hot weather, you know, to have that first one, but I was just really craving it, and yeah, just wanted a little bit of a carb boost, I guess, after last week. But anyway, it is, so yeah, I have a little less than half an hour before I'm gonna go sign into the club. I actually have, so this is actually a new page of notes. There's this and this. So this area here is blank, but it's almost full, like front and back. Yeah, it's almost pretty filled up with new notage. Most of this stuff yeah, pretty much all of the notes that I have, the front and the back of this piece of paper, they're, oh my god, there's a bird. There was a bird. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Oh, thank gosh that window was closed. I only have one window open, and it's just the passenger side on that side. But there was, oh god, there was a big bird that just, if that back window had been open, it might have flown into the car. Oh god, I don't like birds up close. They're fine from afar, but not up close. Oh god, they scare me. What doesn't scare me? Nothing. Everything scares me. Everything terrifies me. Holy crap. Oh god, there's 2 of them. Oh god. Oh. There's probably more, but I see 2 so far. Oh god, I almost want to roll up this window just in case, but oh god, can you imagine if one flew into the car right now? That would totally happen to me. It would like fly into my wig. My wigs plural, and I would end up like yanking my wigs off, and then you guys would finally get to see like my big bald head underneath, and just that would be quite a disaster as well. Oh gosh, birds scare me so much. What I want to see is a squirrel, and I used to see them so much in this parking lot. Something happened. They did something to the squirrels. I know that because anyways, I used to see them all the time around this area. Most of these notes that I have, they're basically like they're about me like wanting to just keep going on about this basically. About my hairbrush. I'm laughing, but really it is upsetting, okay? This has been my favorite hairbrush for a long time. What I should have done, I knew this all the while, I should have put it in here, like, you know, I carry my favorite stuff around with me everywhere that I go kind of thing, because I just had a feeling if I didn't add this to my stuff the stuff that I bring around with me everywhere that I go for safekeeping, anything, the stuff that's most dear to me should also be as near to me as possible at all times. So I knew that I should bring this with me, and I didn't. I left it in my car, so it's my own fault, but that's just such a shitty feeling. Like, I can't leave my stuff unattended anywhere, anytime, or it's just open to attack. It's liable to be under attack from outside sources that I don't even know who or what they would be. Most of these notes are just me, like, when I'm ready to continue to go off about this, like, because again, I've said, I was saying all Friday, I'll keep saying it probably forever, I'm never gonna get over this, ever. It's just how I am, and I shouldn't anyways, even if I wasn't like that. That's how I should be, because it's just not, you know, it's just not nice. It's just a crappy thing. So I wanted all of these notes to be said all together, and I don't really have time for that right now. Or I guess I technically could if I could just do what I do a lot of times and just, you know, closer to the time that I would sign in, just go sign in and come back out to my car and resume doing my video like I normally would. But I don't know. I don't really feel like I have it in me today. And you know, I was just happy with my video earlier. It was just so nice to just sit down and shut up and not have to talk. You know what I mean? Just to have frozen yogurt and just not say anything. And I really don't want to spoil that by just trying to just talk about all of this stupid stuff now. But a part of me, I don't know. I also don't want to have this add to the rest of my notes that have been pending for so long. I guess what I'll just say now, what I'll say now is, why in the F is it illegal to stay parked on the beach at night? I heard this on the radio. I already knew this though before. Like, I had already, like, in the back of my mind, like, known this, I think, but I was reminded of this by the radio recently. They were saying how, like, oh, like, come summer weather, like, wouldn't it be great to just camp out on the beach all night? Well, guess what? It's illegal. So I was like, surprise, surprise. Which is, you know, America, what do we call America? We call it the land of the free, home of the brave. Okay. That's what I've heard it be referred to as anyway. And it's like, but there's also that saying that, like, there's no such thing as a free lunch, or like nothing is free. There's so many other sayings. And there's also so many other lines of thought about that, where it's like, just things aren't supposed to be free. Like, that's just not right. And they shouldn't be free anyways, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But so my opinion on this right now, though, I can understand to a point why beaches would charge for parking on their premises, I guess, like during the busy hours. So yeah, like July, August, the busy summer months, certain times of day, I guess, like the majority of daylight hours maybe, or not even that, like, I don't know, just the busiest afternoon hours, like from noon until 4 or something like that maybe. Yeah, I can kind of understand why, I don't know, like the owners of the beach would, or the town, or whatever it might be, the state, the town, you know, why they might charge for parking on their premises, like super close to the beach or on the beach, whatever it might be. Well, especially on the beach, or the beach parking lots, whatever, I don't know, whatever you'd call it. I can kind of get that. You know, it's a way for them to make money, obviously, but it does seem a bit much to me for people to not be able or allowed to park otherwise, like other times, like the non-busy times, I don't really know exactly what the rules are or might be with that, but for it to be actually illegal for somebody to park on the beach overnight, I just feel like that's maybe a bit excessive. Well, I wonder if that wasn't the case, would everybody do it? And would everybody do it to the point where it would become a problem and overcrowded and like a hot spot for trouble and like, you know what I mean, for bad things to happen and go down and just like really become an issue? I guess like maybe teenagers. I don't know. I feel like if somebody's minding their business, not being rowdy, not being noisy, not tossing beer cans out the window or whatever it might be, like, you know, especially if they're just, yeah, minding their business and not causing an issue, not being too rowdy, not being too noisy, why shouldn't people be allowed to be on the beach overnight? Like, or yeah, parked at the beach overnight. That's so weird to me. It does seem a bit excessive. So I'm sure there's reasons behind it or reasoning, but it's one of those things where this is one of those things where maybe I would want to leave the live comments on just to hear other people's opinions. Like, okay, so then what are the reasons for this? Like, what is the argument for this? You know what I mean? Or for that? Like, if that's really a thing, then why are people saying that it's a thing or that it should continue to be a thing? That just, oh, I do see a squirrel. Normally I see them that way, but I saw it that way at the rear mirror, just for a brief moment. There's really some bushes back there. Or I feel like there'd be a whole bunch of critters in that bushy brush area. But then right direct ahead, dead ahead, it looks really nice. There's some flowery trees. Maybe I'll show you guys towards the end of the stream. I'll just flip the camera around. So basically, yeah, I wish that more younger people would get into politics. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the same channel name for my channel like forever or for as long as I am able to still have my channel here on YouTube. Right now, and since I started my channel last August, so I guess almost a year now at this point. Let's see, June, July, August. Yeah, just a few months, or just a couple months really. It'll be a year since I started my channel. Anyways, my name, since I started my channel last August, my name on my channel has been Stripper for President. And don't ask, okay? Like, I just think that it's an interesting concept. It's already like an interesting concept, I guess, to like when are we gonna like have a female for president? We've obviously had candidates at this point, but me personally, even when we had candidates the past few years or whenever it was, like years ago, I never really thought that they were going to win or that we were actually going to have a female president for the US. A part of me really, I don't think that I'll see it in my lifetime, to be honest, or I wonder if it would like ever even happen. Although, I don't know, it seems like there are plenty of other female politicians though. Like the governor of the state that I'm in is a female, or so they say. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, like regardless, for me, it's not even so much a gender thing, although it is a little bit, I guess, just because we've never had a female president apparently and at this still now and all the way up until this day and age, like so far. But more than that, for me, even more than a gender thing, it's like kind of an age thing. Because I wish younger people would get into politics. Like, I'm sure, to be honest, I don't really pay attention to stuff like that. a part of me wants to, but there's so many other things like that, like so many other places and things that my attention is going towards, like, if that makes sense. And I kind of just feel like my voice is never heard, or not really very much, or my opinions, my wants, my desires, my thoughts and opinions, I feel like none of that's ever really mattered and probably never will. Or not much for, like, I feel like the only way that my thoughts, opinions, desires have ever mattered is just for whoever is aware of what those things might be to just try to make my reality, like in my circumstances, as close to the opposite of what I want as possible. So if they know that I hate this, that's what they want to be there the most of, or like, you know, I that's basically the vibe that I've noticed for a while. What's the term for that? It's pretty bad that it's not coming to me right now because it's a pretty common term. If I had my live comments on, I'm pretty sure somebody would say what it is. They would know what I'm talking about. Basically, if you want something or don't want something, you just say the opposite, and that's probably what you'll get, because, oh my gosh, it's such a common term though. This is how tired I am, you guys. Like, I'm not just saying that as like a woe is me thing. I'm this brain dead and exhausted all the time. Reverse psychology. Okay. Thank gosh, holy crap. It should not have taken me that long, but at least I finally got it. Reverse psychology. Like, you know, say that I hate the color yellow. What color are my parents and the government and all of my school teachers and all of my bosses? What color are they gonna want all of my stuff to be? Yellow. You know, so if I were gonna try to be smart about it, even though I hate the color yellow, I actually don't hate the color yellow, I'm just using this as an example. So say that I did hate the color yellow, even though I don't, let's pretend that I do. If I really did hate the color yellow, if I were gonna try to be smart about it, I would say that I love it. Like, I love yellow so much, because then the people in power would want, if they thought that I loved it, they would want to keep yellow away from me as much as possible. Like, you're not allowed to have any yellow. If you love yellow, you're not allowed to have yellow. If you hate yellow, everything's gonna be yellow. That's the vibe that I've noticed, like, just in the world. So in that way, maybe my thoughts and opinions matter, so that they can try to make sure, so that the people in power can try to make sure to do the opposite of what I would want. But in any other way, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't matter. Basically, it seems. So that's a big part of why I don't really bother to pay attention to politics that much too. But I think the main reason is just that I feel like I don't have the time or the energy right now. I wish that I did, but I just feel like I don't. Anyways, but they say that the minimum age to be president in the US is like, I think 35 or something. And I'm gonna be 38 this year. And it's like, just to imagine having more people my age, or like my peers, in power, like making decisions. I feel like if more people from my generation were in power or making rules and laws about things, I feel like maybe it wouldn't be illegal, like it apparently is, or like I've heard it is, to park on the beach overnight. Or, you know, maybe we wouldn't have such a dire housing situation. Like, if I were a politician, president or not, if I were some kind of politician or person in power such as that, like, one of the biggest things that would come to mind is like housing, you know, like why don't they make more housing around areas like where I'm from? Like, I just don't get it. Like, and affordable, not just housing, but affordable housing. But they don't seem to do any at all, like where I'm from. And that's what I hear being said about a lot of other places too, or like most places is what I hear. It's like that for most other places too. Obviously, I don't really actually know if that's true or not, but that's kind of what I hear. That's also kind of the vibe that I get. And then, you know, like where I'm from, I feel like I can't really afford healthcare and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm from a very kind of small town. So, but I just wish that we had more stuff like support groups for people to go to. I feel like support groups, it's more of like maybe like bigger cities and popular areas. But even like on a smaller scale, like smaller towns, like I just wish we had support groups for, especially for women or even just people that feel like they've been in abusive situations, that feel like they might possibly have a stalker or, you know, somebody targeting them and doing bad things to them. Like, I feel like there ought to be support groups for people in the adult industry. And yeah, especially women, but I want to just say people in general too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I've struggled with where it's like the best that I've been able to come up with so far is trying to find like support forums on the internet. But the internet is so weird and just kind of hard to trust what you're seeing, if any of it's even real, or, you know, I just feel like it would be better regardless to be able to get some stronger semblance of that kind of thing face to face, one-on-one, around real other actual people going through similar stuff, you know, like cognitive, like, I think that's what it's called, cognitive group therapy kind of thing almost, or like, yeah, just a support group in person, like stuff like that. What else did I write down about that? There really should be support groups for people that feel like they're being stalked and harassed. Absolutely. Because yeah, I can't help but feel like the world is primarily, it seems like the world right now is primarily being run by cowardly pieces of crap that are too chicken shit to own up to who they really are or what they really do. Hopefully that's a slight exaggeration, perhaps, but I don't know. Oh, this could be probably pretty controversial, or they definitely say that it is, but what about the right to die? Because I hear that's actually been made legal in some areas, you know, different countries and even some different states in the US. But I feel like for the most part so far, it's been for people that are terminally ill. And then I guess some places it might be allowed otherwise, but not very often. That seems to be a very rare thing. And I heard that in Canada, they were considering doing that for non-terminally ill people. I think the law was supposed to pass for that like last year or recently, but they keep kind of pushing it forward or pushing it back. So I don't know. Obviously that is very controversial and like you can probably debate a lot about that, but at least I don't think that it should be easy for somebody that's not terminally ill to access that kind of thing. But at least if they were to be thinking about it enough to go and try to apply for that kind of thing, I would want to think that just in the process of them applying in the first place would hopefully open them up to hopefully being able to actually, like, with that assessment process because yeah, hopefully that assessment process would be very long and detailed and lengthy and drawn out, and you know, very thorough to really, really try to make sure that that's the route that they want to go. But with that, you would want to think that somewhere in there, they might actually be able to get the issues and the problems and the reasons that they're there to try to consider that kind of thing in the first place. They would maybe actually be able to get some kind of help, you know, for that kind of thing. You know, because if they're not just going to automatically, the people running those programs, they're probably not automatically just going to be like, yeah, okay, well, we'll schedule you for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, sure thing, like, we'll get right on it. No, it's probably going to be a very long, drawn out process. But within that long, drawn out process, maybe that person could finally get some of their, you know, issues actually really looked into. And hopefully without that fear, like that looming threat of being sectioned or being like locked up in some kind of like hold, like a mental health hold or whatever it is that they might do. And those kind of situations, like, I don't know, just, that's obviously a very controversial, touchy subject, and not one that I should probably be trying to go into right now when I have less than 4 minutes to go sign into the club. So with that, I guess possibly RIP to this stream, but oh well. I'm gonna go try to repark. So, oh, real quick, just so you guys can see how pretty. Why is it so blurry? That's the duct tape. Don't look at the duct tape, but sorry, I guess you guys actually can't really see it very well. Yeah. Oh wow, look at the, oh, that is pretty. Okay, so this part I might have to hurry. I probably should have just ended the stream. I didn't want to end it on that note though. That's kind of a weird place to end the stream, I feel like. Yikes. Hopefully. I wanted to park on the over here earlier like I normally do, but earlier it was sunnier and just like, you know, hot, and I had over an hour before the club was going to open, so I didn't want my phone or myself to possibly overheat. Hopefully, I don't know, it is still pretty warm. The thermostat in my car still says 88, and I know that can't be accurate. Like, there's no way. Like, it's hot, but it's not that hot. Thank gosh. Although I'm sure it will be soon enough. Too soon, really. I know I'm always complaining about the temperature one way or the other. Too hot, too cold. Usually too cold, but then when it's not too cold, it's usually too hot. Very rare that it's a nice happy medium. But at least I do try to acknowledge when those rare times that it is a nice happy medium. Because it's just like such a rare treat and just such a joy when it finally is for those few fleeting times. Okay, I'm gonna go run in and sign in real quick. It says that I have 1 viewer. Oh, 2. Okay, 2. I was gonna say, so having a viewer makes me like want to wrap the stream up as quickly as possible once I get back. But if I still have 2 viewers when I get back, I'll probably, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Oh, now I have 1. Now I have 2. Okay, I have to go in. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh. And we're back to 1. Oh, now it says 2. I know that's just, that one person is just pressing a button to change it themselves, probably. I'm sure it really is just 1 always. That's terrifying. But that's actually what got me thinking lately a lot more about the whole right to die thing. That and this. I personally don't want to die. I really, really desperately want to live and have a nice, happy, I guess, normal life, or as close to that as I could, in theory, hopefully try to get it someday, somehow, some way, even though it just seems like another impossibility, like where I'm just not allowed to have that kind of thing, you know? But yeah, I mean, I can't help but think about that kind of stuff because, you know, especially just like with the way that the world is and the direction it seems to be going, like with just prices and, you know, so many things. Just, I mean, I'll be honest though, like this kind of thing really does definitely play a huge part in why I think about that kind of stuff as much as I do. I feel like people shouldn't be forced to keep suffering. Like if they're suffering, they shouldn't, you know, and they want to try to get if they can't afford, and you know what I mean, and they're suffering anyway, and they really just don't want to have to keep trying to hack it, like, again, it shouldn't be like an easy thing for them to be able to access for sure, but at least in maybe looking into that route, like you would want to think there would be better resources to actually finally address their problems, or like for them to really get help to try to make things better. I just know that I would personally feel a lot better if that were a medical, like a legal medical option. And not just for people that are terminally ill, for people that are terminally tortured. In whatever way it might be, like just poverty, you know, just don't have any friends or family, all on their own, single suffering stripper such as myself, you know, yeah, just there's so many possibilities and there's so many things that could factor into that, and it's like, to keep having to struggle and suffer so much just to be this ragdoll kind of toy for people to mess with and just psychologically torture like this, and in so many other various ways. Despite all that, again, I still don't want to die myself right now. I still want to keep trying. I still want to do whatever it is that I can get myself to do, to keep trying and to keep fighting and to try to make things better in some way, shape, or form. However, just to keep trying, you know what I mean? But I've been trying for so long, and I've been struggling, like I've been fighting and struggling and really suffering for so long too. And if I just know that I would at least probably, I know that I would feel a lot better if I knew that it was at least an option, like a legal medical option, for people to be able to access that kind of, like that particular kind of help. Again, in a legal medical way, like, you know, the right to just kind of opt out eventually, like, rather than dragging it out to the bitter, horrific, excruciating end. I don't know, just, again, I know it's very controversial, and of course, now that I moved my car over here, it's my phone and myself are in the direct sunlight. So when I first reparked my car over here a few minutes ago, it was cloudy practically. It was barely sunny. And We'll just call that another quirky little coincidence, I guess. Oh, now it's going down now that I said that. Another quirky coincidence. But it's weird timing, right? It's a quirky little coincidence, sure, fine, whatever. But also, yeah, that's weird timing. The second I park back over, or the second I park over here, now it's coming back. The second I park over here, it is just beyond. And now it's feeling more like 88, 90 degrees kind of thing. And now my phone, yes, is as well directly in the sun, which freaks me out. So I guess I will just try to wrap this up shortly in a few moments. Yeah, it doesn't have to be me per se. That's like the first female president, or like, I know, like, fat chances of that, obviously. It is just a funny concept to me. Not only is it still so crazy to think about having a female president in the US, but like also for on top of that just the idea, the concept of having a female president that used to be a stripper, or maybe one that even still was a stripper. Like, I just think it's an interesting notion. I get a kick out of it, just thinking about it. But so yeah, but it's not like it's not like I'm saying, oh, again, not even a gender thing, not even like we need to just hurry up and get a female president for the US already, but more of like an age thing. Like, I want to think it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of nice for people closer to my age range to have more of a say in things, like, be able to have more of an impact on the world around them, the laws and the way that things are. Oh, and because I was gonna say too, like, yeah, like my YouTube, it's like I don't really feel able to do a whole lot from where I'm at, and just being like some silly little stripper that gets messed with. But I want so desperately, like, in theory, I guess, like in my head, in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit, and even in my body, I do, in theory, I really would love to be able to make the world a better place, or try to. There's so many things I wish I had the power to do, that I desperately, desperately wish I did have the power to do, that I just don't. But at least if other people closer to my age and my generation maybe would make more of a point to try to do stuff like maybe get into politics or into positions of power, then maybe at least they would have a chance to do some of this kind of stuff, or try to. I've been talking lately about maybe doing a live Q&A video, because somebody had left a comment on one of my videos suggesting that. And in that comment that was left, someone or something, who or whatever left that comment, I want to think there's a chance that maybe it was actually a person and not just like an AI kind of thing, or some kind of computer. Wherever that comment came from, it was also mentioned within that comment that, like, some of my viewers actually are like my fans or something, which is so difficult for me to, that's such a difficult kind of concept or possibility for me to grasp or imagine. My entire existence, I'm just so used to the feeling of people being against me, people being upset by me, people being offended by me, just people being out to get me, people, you know, just wanting to do what they can to bother me and hurt me, and you know, the list goes on in that kind of general direction pretty much. But and yeah, the stuff that I try to talk about here on my YouTube, it does, you know, seem kind of unconventional and kind of, I guess, against the grain, you could say, maybe. But if anyone out there were to actually possibly, like, just to imagine that maybe that could be a possibility, which it really doesn't seem like it could be, or definitely not very likely, but just to humor myself and say that, okay, like, what if somebody out there actually was a fan of mine, or like on my side, or liked some of what I say or try to talk about. I think the biggest, how did I put this? I don't know, the biggest, like, best thing that they could possibly try to do in return or do for me as a way to just try to do so, I don't know, basically, like, rather than financial gain or compensation, although that would be great, also, like, financial stuff I've pretty much always struggled with, to where, yeah, I've mentioned, at least, thank gosh, I still have a little bit of savings left to go on for now. So I try, it's not that I just have given up on the financial side of stuff, but I just kind of, in a way, kind of have, or I just try not to think about it a whole lot. It's just, it annoys me, it scares me, it frustrates me, it pisses me off, etc., etc. I really do long for freedom from money, freedom from constant financial stress, freedom from financial everything pretty much. But anyways, the main thing, because yeah, I've also said, like, I really don't want to have to try to, at least for now, while I can still not feel the need to do it, I would like to not have to put ads on my videos and not have to try to ask for donations or financial stuff here on my YouTube, or but what I would really appreciate, and what I obviously, like, I would still appreciate that kind of thing, but what I really, really long for, I think, just from my channel or from my viewers for now, I know nothing about computers, and yeah, because I do really struggle financially, I'm down to just pretty much one laptop. Well, technically two, but out of the two of them, no, actually, out of the two of them, both of them are, like, very old and in very bad condition. One of them I don't even go online with, because that's supposed to be just for my writing, and I don't trust the internet, so I purposely never go online from that one, because that's what I use my writing for. The other one that I do go online with, it's, like, maxed out on storage and stuff, so I can't really do a whole lot from that one, and it freezes up a lot, and etc., etc. I think if anyone out there does know stuff about computers or that kind of thing, I want to think that I would really love it if maybe someone or people out there could download some of my videos, or, like, save them in some way, because I do always worry about my YouTube channel. You know, with the vast majority of the videos that I've done being live, The only place that I have them saved right now is just on the live section of my YouTube channel, which does terrify me. It's another one of those things I just kind of try not to think about too much, but obviously I can't help but to think about it from time to time. If there's a way to download or save my videos, just to try to preserve my work somehow, because I do put a lot of time and energy, and I don't even know what I'm doing ever really. So I've lost so much work throughout the years, pictures, videos, writing, and I hate the thought of, you know, losing my YouTube videos and stuff. Most of the videos that I've lost throughout the years that I'm referring to, most of those are like videos of me here at the club, like on the pole and doing pole tricks and stuff. But then there's also there's been a lot of parts of my videos, like my live streams here on my YouTube, that have got cut out or cut short and like not posted fully. There has been a lot of footage that I've lost on my YouTube. But I'm mostly just referring to like the videos that have posted fully or properly, or the videos that I do have posted right now. I have such long, lengthy videos that are, yeah, the vast majority of them are pretty much almost all live streams. And like I have almost 200 live streams. I'm pretty sure that this video is my 191st live stream. So very, very close to 200 live streams. And it does really scare me to think about me losing losing all that work, you know, all that time, all that effort, all that work. So that would just, somebody out there would know somehow to maybe try to save that work, preserve it, download it, whatever it might be. That would be a huge thing. And then, because yeah, my YouTube, again, it's a lot of things for me, but it's also my way of trying to show that I do want to make the world a better place. I have so many hopes and dreams and just positively intentioned things that I want to try to do. I just don't know how to try to do them. And I just don't feel like I'm in a place or position to try to do any of that really. So the best that I can pretty much come up with for now, just from where I am coming from and where I'm at and where I've been for so long, you know, it's like, well, at least I appear to have access to the internet. At least I appear to have access to YouTube. So my YouTube videos and trying to at least verbalize and talk about this stuff and say it out loud, that's pretty much the best I've been able to come up with so far. But just let the record show kind of thing, you know, that I did have stuff that I wanted to do. Like I did want to make the world a better place, or try to, because, you know, if something were to happen to me, again, I hope that it doesn't, obviously, but I really do I actually really do want to live as much as I struggle with pretty much everything and just existence. I actually still, despite that, I want to live as long as possible. Like, I've been through so much already that I feel like it would be a waste otherwise. Or it would feel like that to me. But if something were to happen to me, I feel like the only thing that the record would show, other than my YouTube, like especially if something were to happen to my YouTube, but even if my YouTube, like the real world doesn't actually pay attention to stuff like YouTube, I feel like even my family technically knows that I have, or by family I mean my mom and my younger brother, I guess, younger half brother. So it's like I don't think they even know my actual channel, because I haven't told them what it is. They know that I have a YouTube channel in the very general sense, but it's like, you know, when people do obituaries, or when people Like, most people aren't gonna, if somebody dies, most people that knew them in life aren't gonna be like, oh yeah, their YouTube channel. Like, they're probably not gonna mention that. They're probably not gonna put that in the obituary. They're probably not gonna put it on blast or broadcast it or commemorate it or try to make it last, preserve it, that kind of thing. Which at this point, that would pretty much be the biggest thing for me, probably, just about, or damn close to it. That and my writing. And a lot of my pictures and my videos, you know, like just modeling and my own self-modeling, not real modeling, but my own selfies here at the club, on the pole tricks, that kind of thing. But yeah, priority really would probably most likely just be my writing and my YouTube videos. So, but my family, no one really knows about that. No one really seems to care about that. And it's like, as far as like the people in power, or the people that actually, like, I guess the government or the actual record on paper, what would that show? That would show that I'm a convicted felon. Like, that's pretty much all there would actually be to say about me, like, in their eyes, I feel like. As far as the actual real record, like, the record that I do have a record. And again, I'm a twice convicted felon on that record. Partly for shoplifting, back when I was 20s, like early 20s mostly. And then also for like the dumbest reason ever, where this ex-roommate of mine and I were fighting over a cat box. And I did not assault her. I really, really didn't. We fought over her cat box. She got scratched. She called the cops, and I got an assault charge for that, which I guess technically is a felony, which is one of the most ridiculous things ever to me. But just because it's ridiculous to me, anyone else that would maybe look at my record, that's probably all that they would see, and they probably wouldn't know the details or the real story behind that. They would just see what's written down probably and just go off of that. Oh, she had an assault charge. Oh, she was a shoplifter. Oh, she went, like, you know what I mean? Like, just a nobody, just another nobody that, and somebody, they were a nobody, or they just were somebody that did these bad things. Like, and that's all that there would be to say about that, or about me, probably, in most people's eyes. And that's what the record would actually show. So a big part of my YouTube is like, I want to try to make some other kind of record of my own where I can try to speak my piece and just provide more of an actual insight into who and what I actually was, besides just that, you know, where I can actually try to speak for myself and not just have it be these few words on pieces of paper that somebody else wrote down or typed out. Like, I mean, I do also have my writing, like, where I've been trying to write a book for a while, but as far as actually being like on the books, that's like the real world's version of on the books. It's what your government name is and your social security number, and like, if you have a record, that's pretty much what it is. That's what the record shows, or would show, or does show, or will show, etc. So I so desperately don't want that to be all that I am, or all that I'll ever be. So yeah, my YouTube and my YouTube videos, that's me trying to, in the only way that I really know how right now, I guess, is just me trying to show that despite all that stupid, bad stuff that I did do, I did actually want to try to do good stuff too. And I really did genuinely, desperately want to try to make the world a better place, or do good things as well. And really just good things only, preferably, or, you know, I can't take back the bad stuff that I did before, but if I could, I would. And going forward, you know, I just there's so many positive things that I really wish that I knew how to actually do. But at least by trying to verbalize them as best I can from where I'm coming at now, at least I can try to do that, just having access to the internet for now, I guess. You know, like, that's at least something I want to think, just at least to put it out there, just at least with words. So maybe somebody else in the future, if I'm not able to actually put this stuff into action in the future, which again, I probably won't be because I just don't know how, or that just seems so impossible and so unlikely. Not just unlikely, but pretty much damn close to impossible. But, you know, in theory, it's like the further you go into the future, you want to think the more possibilities there might be. Maybe, or possibly. So maybe somebody else, if they could ever see my videos in the future, maybe they would be able to take some of this further, or put some of this into action, or it's hot. It was, I swear, I know I just said this minutes ago, but it was pretty much cloudy the entire time that I was doing this stream until I parked over here and really tried to get into this stuff. Earlier when I was parked over there, I was talking about frozen yogurt mostly. And now that I'm parked over here and trying to talk about this stuff, I'm like dead ass center and like very strong sunlight, and it's hot. My car is off, so I don't have the AC on. The windows rolled down aren't doing a whole lot right now. There's like no more breeze for some reason either. So, oh my gosh. I really do need a fan right now. I need a fan in the metaphorical sense. I need a fan in the literal sense. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in a few minutes because I'm just, the timestamp says this is over an hour and a half. Oh gosh. Is that right? I started this at, sure, maybe. God. Another thing I just want to try to mention real quick right now. Oh, and it says I have 20 viewers. For most of the stream earlier, I had like 1 or 2 viewers. And then eventually at some point over here on this side of the parking lot, I think it's like since I came back out from being from signing into the club, it says I have 24 viewers right now. And earlier it said that I had, or it's been like in the 20s now, which it's just me being messed with again. It feels like that makes no sense. And if it were real, I guess that could be great, but it doesn't feel real. Nothing really feels real except for the torture and the pain. Nothing feels real except for this. I don't understand. It's so hot! Oh my god! So, I can't even see my phone screen. Oh, now it says 16. I can see the numbers at the top, but I can't see like anything else. I can't see myself. I can see my armpit fat, or my armpit chub. Apparently the F word isn't allowed to be used anymore. It's no longer allowed either, apparently, or... Oh my god. Okay, back to the beach. Remember how I was saying earlier in this stream, I was complaining about how, why would it be illegal apparently to park on the beach overnight? because I heard that on the radio recently, that apparently it's illegal to park on the beach overnight. And I was like, well, if we had more young people get into politics, maybe they could change that and have it not be so ridiculously wrong. Like, that's just wrong to me, like, because it is wrong. Especially in America, because we call ourselves the land of the free. It's 4:30 on the dot. Ding. Also, on a similar kind of note with that, like, I don't think there is such thing as any free land, right? Because, like, national parks or anything, like, if there's a mountain, somebody owns the mountain, they claim it, and then they charge people to climb it. And if you climb the mountain without paying to climb it, don't you, like, isn't that illegal and you get in trouble? Like, to climb Mount Everest, that's like one of the most expensive things ever, practically. Maybe not for like super rich people, but like for most people that would be like, I don't know, along the lines of like almost buying a house practically, apparently, or just apparently it's very expensive because you have to get a permit and you have to like pay for all this stuff. But even just to legally get access and climb the mountain in the first place. But at least with Everest, like, that's in another country. I'm pretty sure that's in Asia. So that's one thing. And like, that's apparently how the governments around there make a lot of their money. It's like a poorer place to be, a poorer place to live or whatever. But so that's one thing. Even that is kind of like ridiculous to me, but I don't know. I feel like it would make sense. I feel like that should be the case if you want to hire a professional tour guide. If you're going to hire a professional tour guide or professional team, then yes, you should have to pay for all of that and the permit and this and that. But if you just want to take your own chances and just, like, you're on this earth already, if you see a mountain and you want to climb it by yourself, you should be able to do that. Like, in my opinion, you should only have to pay, again, if you want to hire a professional tour guide. Like, to have the real, like, kind of hoity-toity almost experience. I mean, you're in Mother Nature, so it's probably not going to be that glamorous or hoity-toity. Although I hear there's certain packages that you can get with Everest now to actually make it, like, practically, like actually hoity-toity. But just for the rest of us, or for the rest of the time, like, people should be able to access the land that they're already on, or they might not already be on that exact part of the land, but it's like, if they're already on the planet Earth and the land's already on planet Earth, but especially if they're already a citizen. So, okay, Everest is one thing, whatever. Let's forget about Everest for a minute. Especially in the US, land of the free, right? So there's like a mountain or a national park or the Grand Canyon, for example. I'm pretty sure for the Grand Canyon, don't you also have to like get a permit and like just to even legally be able to access it in the first place? But it's like, you know, even if you're not a resident of, I'll be honest, you guys, I don't even know what state that's from off the top of my head. I was gonna Google this last night, but I just didn't. I was doing other things, I forgot. But like, whatever state that's in, New Mexico, I don't even know what state it is in. I know it's like over on that side. So it's so hot. I could never over there. I can't even hear right now. It's only May. It's not even like, it's May 17th and this is way too hot. Even if you're not like a resident of that state that the Grand Canyon's in, whatever that might be. Okay, off the top of my head, I'm thinking New Mexico, but I actually don't know. I can't wait to look this up later, but I hope that it's not anywhere other than New Mexico. I'm also thinking like Arizona maybe, or again, I know it's over on that side, kind of near the California, one of the states kind of near California maybe. Anyway, Nevada? No. New Mexico, right? Anyway, one of those states over there. Even if you're not a resident from that state that the Grand Canyon's in, if you're able to get your ass over there to be in that state, even if you don't live in that state, even if you're not like a resident of that state, if you go over there and you get over there and you're in that state at that particular time, if you're close enough to the Grand Canyon to access it that way, you should be allowed to do so without having to get a permit, without having to get this or that. Like, you're already there. You know, this is the land of the free. You should be able to take your chances and do what you want and go in there if you want to, in my opinion. And whatever arguments there might be against that, or like that disagree with that, I would love to hear them, just, you know, to see how convincing I would find those arguments. Like, what is the real reason that we're not allowed to do that, apparently, other than money? And similar to Everest, if people that actually like have money or that don't worry about money, you know, like rich people or people that are well enough off, or people that just don't worry about money that much, if they want to hire a professional tour guide, which I feel like a lot of people probably would, you know, if they do have the money or if they're willing to spend the money to do that kind of thing, I'm sure a lot of people would still, because most people seem to want to act like or try to convince themselves that they're like the shit and like they have money to spend and show off and that kind of thing. Me, myself, no, like I'm just desperately trying to survive at all times. Like I don't give a flying fridge about trying to come across a certain way or trying to like this or that. I don't need to show off. All I want to do is just get by and survive. And it's like, that's already a struggle enough for me, or like I can barely do that. Just that in itself is like damn near impossible, it feels like. But anyways, it seems like a lot of people want to and feel able to just treat themselves and spend money and go on vacations and kind of try to get a lavish experience for themselves. So I want to think that even if, you know, it wasn't like a legal requirement for everyone to try to get a permit to be able to access places like that, most people probably still would, or most people, even just besides the permit, most people I feel like would probably, maybe not most people, but a lot of people I feel like would still want to spend the money to hire a professional tour guide and try to have like the full fancy experience with that kind of stuff. So, you know, the state, the National Park Service, whatever it might be, whoever is like running those areas, the city, the state, whatever it might be over there doing that, I don't know, but they would probably still be able to make money, basically, is my point. But for the people that, you know, aren't as well off, or that don't want to spend the money, or that do worry about money, other people should still be able to access those areas if they want to, I feel like. You know, they shouldn't legally be required to purchase a permit, you know, for the land that they're already a part of it. I don't know, just, again, I feel like a lot of people, they're still going to hire the tour guides. They're still going to, a lot of people are still going to be willing and wanting to spend the money on that kind of stuff. Just not everyone. And for the people that don't, they should still be able to, again, access these areas because they're part of nature. They're part of the earth. Man didn't build those mountains. Man didn't build the Grand Canyon, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they did, but I doubt it. It seems like that was probably just, you know, made by nature. Or however you'd call it, whatever you'd say there. And like the beach, you know? Okay, so one thing I can say for sure, I highly, highly doubt that mankind made the oceans. Well, even with that, I guess you could doubt these days. But with technology the way that it is, I feel like technology's gotten to the point where I could even doubt that, actually. But let's just say, I still feel like most likely the oceans are a nature-made thing. I'd like to think, or I still think that. So, you know, people that have money, yeah, they can pay for their parking on the beach for the busy hours, for the prime times, you know, afternoon, parking right on the beach when it's busy. But, other people or people in general should still be able to park on the beach overnight. I'd like to think, or maybe it would get too crowded, but even if it did get crowded, like, as long as they're being peaceful and quiet and not causing problems, like, what is the real issue there? So yeah, these kind of things, I think I want to bring these topics up for live chats, leaving the live comments on in the future, because I really want to hear what people would have to say about this, because I really just don't get it. And I want to try to understand this stuff more, because I'm sure there are better reasons and explanations and that I'm just maybe not aware of right now, or just not taking into consideration, and I'm trying to keep an open mind. And like, yeah, I just want to think and talk more about what the actual other reasonings and the other sides of these arguments might be. So I'll try to keep that in mind for possibly leaving some of the live comments, or leaving the live comments on, leaving that option on for some of my live streams in the future. Because I've gotten quite a few comments in the past, people asking me to do that. And I've mentioned before, if I were to do that kind of thing, I would want to have it be for like specific kinds of videos, like where I'm specifically trying to talk to you guys, or where I'm specifically trying to pay attention to like just that, pretty much, rather than trying to talk about other stuff that I would want to try to talk about besides, without getting distracted by the comments, if that makes sense. And also, yes, we're into the latter half of the month of May now, and I still want to try to do the live Q&A with you guys before the end of this month. But before I do that, I still want to try to write down some backup questions, just in case, just to have some space filler, because I've never done a live Q&A before, and my channel is still definitely on the small side, so I really have no way to tell and really can't predict how many, if any, questions I would actually be asked for that. So just in case, I'm not really asked very many or any questions, I want to have backup questions for that, to just fill the video with at least something. So I haven't been able to do that yet, but I'm gonna try to do that tonight, I think. If I can find a time here at the club tonight, yeah, I want to try to do that, or definitely this week. So yeah. Oh, and another thing, so I'm gonna end this stream in a moment, but, well, okay, so now this is gonna be weird, because for most of this stream, it said that I didn't have very many viewers, but towards the latter half, it says that I have 16 right now, and towards the latter half, at one point, it was like in the 20s. So I was saying earlier, after I end the stream, I want to see how many views it says that I had, and then take a screenshot, because a lot of times it'll say that I somehow mysteriously had like 300 or 400 views after I end my live streams, which I know couldn't possibly be the case, because that just wouldn't make sense for my videos right now, like, or probably ever. My views for my live streams are usually single digits. It's back in the 20s right now. Now it says 24. So yeah. Oh, but then I was also saying that's what it will say right after I end my live stream. And then moments later, after I click on another screen, after I exit that screen and go to a different part of my YouTube channel, when I check back on that video later, it'll say a much, much different, much, much lower number, like maybe 27 or 28 views, if that. Sometimes like 7 even, or you know what I mean? So it'll be like I end the stream and it says that I have 300, 400 views. I click out of that screen, I go to a different one later, and it says that I had like 7 views or 28 or something like that. So very, very, very different numbers. And that's happened so many times, and it took me until today to maybe just try to take a screenshot of the higher number that it says when I end my streams, just to try to show, and like maybe post a picture of that, just to show what I'm talking about. So I was telling myself I didn't actually think about trying to take a screenshot until the video that I did earlier today. The video that I did earlier today was me having frozen yogurt in the grocery store. After I ended that stream, it said that I had, I think, 400 and something views. And I knew right away, of course, that wasn't right. But I was like, oh, cool. And I didn't think, I wish in that moment I had thought to take the screenshot, but I didn't. I exited out, and then I went back to a different area of my YouTube to like add the thumbnail, add the caption, the title of the video. And that's when I saw a different count, a different spot on the screen that said that I had like 27 views. And I think that's when it came to me where I was like, damn, I should have just taken a screenshot of the other screen when it said that I had like 400 and something. So then that was earlier this afternoon, like right before I started this video. And then when I started this video, I think I started this video pretty much saying that, how I wanted to try to remember to take a screenshot of the view count that it says after I end the stream. So me saying that now, again, like reiterating that, hopefully I'll actually be able to remember to do so. But also I was saying, yeah, with me verbalizing this and addressing it out loud like this, it's like more of like a mystery and more of a suspense and intrigue kind of element for me. Because now especially I'm wondering what it would possibly say. Like a high number, a low number, or possibly even 0. Right now it says that I have 29 viewers. So how strange and hilarious would it be if rather than saying 300 or 400 when I exit this, if it just said 0? So, like, how obvious do they want to be that I'm being messed with? You know what I mean? Like, how obvious do they want to make it? I feel like it's already pretty obvious, but just enough of not obvious to where I still don't really, like, I still might kind of cling to that little bit of hope that it's not all fake and it's not all an illusion and it's not all just me being messed with, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, 28 viewers, 21 viewers, that's so much more than I usually have. So, oh, that gives me hope, kind of. But should it really? Like, nothing makes sense to me. And again, all that keeps popping back into my mind now and forever is just stuff like this, really. But anyway, I'm going to end this stream now. And as soon as I end this, I'm going to try to remember to, I don't know if I'm going to bother to get a screenshot or not. It depends on what it says. But I'm at least going to really make a mental note of what the screen says for the view count. 17. 25. So it jumps very quickly too. 31. So, and yeah, normally I do cover the view count. I just haven't been doing that today. Or I think I did for the yogurt video earlier, the frozen yogurt, but I have not covered the view count for this one. So yes, you can see I get very, very distracted by being able to see those numbers at the top of the screen. Anyway, very hot in here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna try to remember to really pay attention to what it says for the view count, like at first, is when I first end the stream. Possibly take a screenshot of that. I'll try to keep you guys posted, you know, next time I'll try to have an update with that and how that went. The timestamp is almost 115 minutes. God, that's almost 2 hours. Fuck. Gosh, fridge. So hot in here. So I think I was at least able to touch on definitely a good bit of what's on my notes for today. But there's still stuff that I have not said on these notes that I will, I guess, try to save for next time. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like just cool, cloudy weather tomorrow. Definitely not as hot as today. So as long as I'm able to get up early enough, I want to think that I might be able to try to squeeze in time to do a video before the club tomorrow. I definitely want to try to do that. I mean, I normally would anyways, but I definitely want to try to get to the rest of this page of notes as soon as possible, like while most of these subject matters are still fresh in my mind, kind of thing, you know. Wow, now it just said 44 viewers, now it says 39. So as much as I would like to and am tempted to go for to the it's 115 minutes. Oh, now it says 43 viewers. As much as I would like to go for the full 2 hours, it's only like less than 5 minutes away. Oh, but now the sun's going down. See, I'm so weird about numbers. They're so distracting. Oh, I wish there was more of a breeze. Like, the thing is, there was also, we actually had a wind advisory the past couple days, and I think we had the wind advisory still today. So there was a breeze today. I remember when I was going into the grocery store just a couple hours ago, when I was going into the grocery store to get my frozen yogurt, it was really windy. And now that I'm sitting here in the car where it's sweltering hot and my windows are open, there's no more breeze, and there hasn't been a breeze since I came back out to my car. Like, make it make sense. It just does not. There's zero breeze right now. Holy crap. Oh my god. So yeah, 39 viewers, 116 minutes. I'm so tempted to go for the full 2 hours, but I don't think I can do it. It's so hot in here. Oh my gosh. I don't know why my nose is so itchy too. Like, I'm gonna sign off now. It's so hot in here. If any of the view count is real, see, I don't want to sign off now if it is real, because it's 48 viewers. Oh, they love to mess with me. But who is they exactly? Who are they? Is YouTube a person at this point, or just like one gigantic robot somewhere out there? One gigantic database, switchboard. Oh god. Now I have to roll the windows up. He'd be rolling in on his motorcycle, like, what a bad mother. Oh, he's cruising, or he was. Now he's motorcycle. I don't want to go in there, guys. It says 118. I'm just gonna go for the full 2 hours. He's driving off. Is he leaving? Yes, please do. Why would that be the case though? That's weird. He was starting to park. He remembered something else to go do. Now he's pulling out of the parking lot. Oh, thank gosh, though. Pretty sure that guy is an accountant. No offense to anyone out there, but he told me that years ago. As soon as he told me that, I was like, I'm never talking to you again, and I literally never have. I didn't say that to him. I was just like, oh, cool. But in my mind, I was thinking silently to myself. I was like, I'm never talking to this guy again. And that was years ago, and I have not ever spoken to him since, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I really never have in all that time since then. God, it's so hot in here. He just wanted me to roll up the windows. He knew that I would. Probably. So close. Okay, 35 viewers. It's so hot. I feel like I actually got into more of these notes than I thought that I was going to today. Almost all of the first page. Well, I think I got up to the line. So see how there's a line right there? I did the first half. I did what's up here mostly, and then I still have the bottom. And then I still have the cloud, and I still have this, but I got to the top of this. Okay, it says that I did over 2 hours now. All done. And here comes somebody else. This one isn't a motorcycle though. This one is a Volkswagen. But still noisy. Still sounds like they got a bit of a motor in there somewhere. What's hot? I was thinking lately with gas prices, I was like, should I just get a bicycle instead? Obviously, so it's winter. It's not winter now anymore, thank gosh, for now, but most of the year here where I'm from is winter. Like winter and snow, it's like pretty much 7 to 8 months of the year. Like even just within the past couple weeks, it's been pretty much freezing temperatures at nighttime. So yeah, it really wouldn't actually be that practical or that much of an option for me to switch from a car to a bicycle. And then look at all the stuff that I keep in my car too. But if someone's been breaking into my car and taking my stuff or like damaging my things, like at least I'm a very silver lining kind of person. So it's like, well, at least I feel less attached to my car in that way. Like I've known for a while, I've seen signs of people breaking into my car or someone. I don't know if it's singular or plural, but. And this car, it's not like it's been damaged. It's not in the best condition, but there's no reason that someone should be able to break in. I locked the doors. There's no signs of damage of someone breaking in. Like the only signs of someone breaking in here is just like stuff like this and stuff like my certain things. Like again, I have a lot in here, so certain stuff has just gone missing, or like in this case, it's been damaged. Usually it just goes missing, like, you know, it's just usually gone, but I guess in this case they just damaged it. But oh no, I think I noticed another thing that went missing. Or oh, it's so hot in here. Oh, I found it. Guys, I'm just gonna try to show this. Oh, that's so bad. I want to show this on camera though, just in case this goes missing too. I don't want to add this to my stuff that I lug around with me because it's heavy, because it's a rock, but I found this on the beach. Oh, back to the beach, go figure. I found this on the beach one day. This was like years and years and years and years ago. Oh, it's so hot. I found this on the beach many, many years ago, and I just always really liked it. So, oh, apparently that's another thing. Isn't it like illegal to take rocks off the beach? Because that's like government property. It's like the beach's property. So thankfully I still have this rock in here right now. I actually took other rocks off the beach too. I think I took rocks off the beach, like other, like bigger, heavier ones. I put them in my car. Obviously, like I did this probably in the warmer months, but I think I did that to kind of add some weight in the back of my car, for the ice and the snow in the winter time, to kind of like have more of a drag resistance on the ice and the snow for when it, because it's like I was saying a few minutes ago, where I'm from, winter's always around the corner. It's cold, icy, snowy weather the vast majority of the year. So with that, it really wouldn't make sense for me to get a bike. Also, I've never been able to ride bicycles because they hurt my crotch area. Like they're just not comfortable to me. But I watch people on YouTube, like bikers on YouTube, and they just seem to log so many miles and get such a great workout that way. And it's like better for the environment or whatever. Well, okay, my main reason is gas prices. It's not the environment, okay? It's gas prices, but I'd like to say it's the environment. Sure, we'll go with that too, but it's really the gas prices for me. So I'm like, maybe I should get a bicycle, but also though, besides it being winter the vast majority of the year here where I'm from, also like the roads around here, they're really just not that bike friendly or even walking friendly. Like they're just, they're barely even car friendly, honestly. Like terrible traffic, terrible roads around here. The roads are more potholes than not potholes. Like just craters, like moon craters, you know, like potholes, craters the size of tires or bigger. Like ridiculous. You know, but it's another thing where it's like if we had more practical young people getting into politics, even on a smaller scale, just like for like mayor, governors, cities, towns, like it doesn't have to be president. Like, you know, I want to think that they would have the common sense to be like, because there's also road construction everywhere. There's road construction everywhere. Any month that it's not winter, which again isn't much, but you know, like for the months that it's not winter, there's construction everywhere you look, pretty much. And yet somehow, for some reason, none of the potholes get fixed. It's like they do the road construction everywhere except where it actually seems to need to be done the most. I just see the same potholes year after year, never getting fixed, like the biggest, worst ones everywhere I drive. And it's like these areas where the worst potholes are, they're like on the same road, just a different spot of the road, but like the same road that I just saw them doing construction on recently. Or right next to it, in very close proximity. And it's like, so if that area was being done or redone, then why are these potholes still here after all these years? Being so rough on my car. You know, it's one thing for the old farts to not get that and to not fix that, but for people closer to I mean, I'm still an old fart myself, but I'm not as old as most of the politicians, it seems like. So it's like, if there were more politicians closer to my age range, I want to think that they would be more apt, more likely to like fix this stuff or try to, or you know what I mean, to notice it, to address it, to try to do something about it. Like, I really want to think that could be possible, could be the case, but anyway. It's so hot here. It says that I have 30 viewers right now. I wonder if any of that's real. I'm so glad I found my rock. I was actually thinking about this rock last night. I was thinking about the hairbrush. Where did I put it? Where'd it go? Because I was thinking about the hairbrush, of course, last night. I'm always gonna be thinking about the hairbrush now. So I was thinking about the hairbrush, and then the rock crossed my mind, and I was like, I can't wait to look for my rock tomorrow. I'm so glad I found my rock. But now it's like, do I add this rock to the rest of my stuff? Like, a part of me really wants to, but it is pretty heavy. I should have just done it with the hairbrush, because the hairbrush is so lightweight and this is heavy, you know. It's like this is like 5 times the weight of this, 10 probably. Anyway, it's almost like this side reminds me of like a dinosaur egg, maybe. Or you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the cookies and cream frozen yogurt that I had earlier today. Oh, that was so good. I forgot to rate that. Oh, you know why I forgot to rate the frozen yogurt? Well, I didn't forget, but the reason I didn't rate it in that video is because that video was not silent, but I didn't say anything in that video for once. I said not a damn word, which was wonderful. But I haven't rated it yet, so I didn't even rate it yet in this video. The cookies and cream frozen yogurt, I would rate an 8. It could very well easily be a 10, but it depends on what you're comparing it to. I feel like I say 10 way too often when it comes to food stuff. The last like 10 reviews that I did practically were like all 10s, when it, like the protein bars or whatever it was that I was having, and the drinks, or the sugary drinks. Not the vitamin drinks, but the sugary drinks, I'm pretty sure I was giving a 10. So, I don't know. When it comes to like all of the delicious things and all of the desserts and like all of the yummy things, it would be an 8. When it comes to strictly just frozen yogurt, like just in that category, I would give it like a 9 or a 9.5. I mean, it was really good. I would definitely get it again. But next time I do that kind of video, I'm gonna get a different flavor. I think next time I'm gonna get the chalky one. I'm so excited. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up for now. 31 viewers, if any of that's real. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are well. Start of a new week here, so let's try to make it a good one. And I will definitely try to be back on sooner than later. So peace out for now until next time. Bye for now, guys.